So what happens actually is that most of the mushroom growers in this continent, the mushroom growing seed material comes from the Netherlands. Then it goes to South Africa. From South Africa, it's distributed to the other parts of Africa. But I'm saying, no, you have to get it from Nairobi. And that's why in Uganda people came to me, because they know it's cheaper, it's nearer. So that's what happens. So we have to be real in our, solving problems that exist. Now, I think that should have been my last one, and then I wish you well in everything that you are doing. Believe me, there is no problem that exists in this country that you cannot put, solutions into. All of us have got answers to the problems that are affecting us. And with that one, may God bless you. May you do something differently instead of just having the problems of, complaining and whatever. We are with the answer to the problems that Kenya has. God bless.
Sit around here so that you can. You have heard the work the professor has done over the years, what he is doing now, and what he intends to do in the future. And this is your golden moment to interact with him. So if you have a question to ask, he will sit down, note it down, and once you have three or four, then you shall give him an opportunity to make a comment. Yeah, those ones. Who will go first? Yes. You come down here so that wenye mic ni akina nani? Just give him the mic.
Thank you, Professor Mibei, for the morning opening of the ceremony and your presentation. My name is Professor Huho. I teach geography. My concern is, you told us about the mushroom tea, that we should not take it with sugar. And the same concern has been with purple tea. We have products of purple tea that again we don't take it with sugar. I've been wondering, how are we going, or what efforts are you doing to promote people taking tea without sugar, whereas we know in Kenya, sugar is part and parcel of tea. How are you going to make any inroads marketing tea, mushroom tea, without sugar? Thank you.
Any other? Yes, Dr. Ahmed. 3 questions and then you are allowed to respond.
Thank you, Prof. My name is Ahmed Mohamed. I'm the Director in Institute of Peace and Security Studies, but I'm an agriculturist and a forester. You are the icon for me, and from today, I'll be working with you. We have already made big success in terms of conservation. One of the species that are highly affected in this region, which is called Rhodoeca ruficola, with my student Rashid, I don't know if Rashid is around, we had a breakthrough in its germination. And we were just thinking, how can we put the local resources, especially the plants, into better use? So as a department in natural sciences, School of Pure and Applied Sciences, we are more than ready to partner with you so that we work with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for those encouraging remarks. Yes, Omar.
Thank you, Professor. I think as a young scientist who is upcoming, I'm very much impressed by your presentation. But my name is Mohamed Hussein. I'm a chemist by profession, and I'm also the head of Department of Natural Sciences. Professor, I was very much touched by the part that you said you are working on the microscope and the challenge of the COVID. So my query is, this is a physical exercise. You need the microscopes to be used by students. So I'm sure a lot of people have not understood what you meant by using the microscope while not touching it. So I think you need to elaborate more on how are you going to use the microscope without touching it. So I think that is a very important question that I need to understand. Thank you.
Those are two questions. The other one was a comment. So one more. Yes, Dr. Nyang'o.
Yes, Professor, thank you very much for the work that you are doing. It's quite innovative. Now, I have a question. When we were young in primary, sometimes we were innovative, but we didn't know. There was a plant known as Lantana camara. It usually has some seeds that grow, and those seeds, the juice that comes out of it is it's like a dye. So when sometimes we could run out because we were hands, when we run out of ink, sometimes we could squeeze now those seeds, and then we squeeze them onto the beak of the fountain, and then we could be able to write just as if you are using ink. I don't know whether you have gone through, apart from the tea, the dye from the tea, I don't know whether you've gone through Lantana camara and you try to examine, you see whether it can bring out something that can also be used. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Let's allow him to make an answer, and then we shall pick another 3 questions.
Thank you very much, Professor Nganga, for moderating the question session, and also the ones who have asked the questions. When people ask questions, it means at least they were following out what was going on, and that is the beauty about it. Professor Hugo, you talked about me kind of like discouraging the sugar industry from growing. So I wanted to say that, you know, it's not that way. What it is that actually some of the people who are enjoying this product, they take them they say the flavor, you know, and the taste is interfered with when you put sugar. So, so those ones, whoever wants to put sugar is okay. There's no problem. If you enjoy it with sugar, well and good. The reason why I was saying don't worry about the sugar is because if you want to get the real flavor and the taste, you don't put sugar. But we don't discourage people from putting sugar or milk. In fact, when you put milk, it's like people are saying, the ones who manufacture in Geteba say it tastes like, it's like smoothie when they are drinking it. So they like it that way. They put actually milk, and they also put sugar. So I'm not discouraging. I'm just saying, for me, I prefer that taste without anything. That's why I'm saying, you taste it without anything, then you tell us whether you are having any, you know, you see the difference. So if you like it with sugar and milk, well and good. You like it without anything like that, well and good. So we also don't know these medicinal values that is inside. If you add sugar and milk, whether you dilute that beneficial aspect, there's a chemist here who is around, whether you actually interfere with what you have now, because you got about 6 vitamins in that mushroom. You got about 6 of them, and they are very rare. So I believe I have taken care of that one. Then there was the issue of seed germination, which of course was a compliment in what I'm doing, so there was no problem there. Now, Dr. Sheikh, Omar Sheikh, your concern is about the microscope not being tight. What I meant was, when I went to the group that is dealing with, there were two things I was looking at when it comes to this problem. I'm looking at the microscope being a very complex, heavy equipment or item, instrument that you are using, that requires gadgets to be put on the walls. If you have no electricity in the room, in the lab, you can't use it. You also cannot take it to the field. But the reason why I was thinking that, I'm solving two problems. I'm solving the problem of it not being used anywhere where you want, and I'm also solving the problem of grouting around the microscope. So the company that I've come up with, we are going to do it like this. Are you seeing it? So each student will have their own. You go anywhere, you can go to Kisumu, get your malaria problems, look at them in this one, put it here, you come back. You go outside there, you look at what is there, whatever it is that you have. If somebody is having malaria, you don't have to go rushing to a lab. You get your little, a little scratch, you get the blood, put it inside here, and you are able to see and know. You finish the problem at the source. So that's where I'm going. For 6 centuries, we are transforming issues that have lasted 6 centuries, big thing, into this one. Of course, there are challenges. I'm having a professor of physics who deals with lenses to help me with this, and we are working on it. So that is what, and we have already, I already done the patenting, so there's no, I'm not worried about anyone. Because when I try to inquire, in the US, no one is thinking about it. In Europe, no one is thinking about it. In the Eastern world, no one is thinking about it. And I say, where am I going to get these things? So I don't know. I had to come back to the base. And I realized that we can do it. So what we'll do is we'll do our part, and then we have a company that will do the final. So now, you'll be going everywhere, and then you can do your research anytime, anywhere. Each student, each lecturer, each researcher, very convenient. So that is our contribution to the world. For now, our contribution to the world. Remember, 6 centuries, the same problem, the same thing. And you must know in this continent you can do things. That's what I was saying. Don't leave this door the way you came in. Leave this door, that door, this other one, knowing that you are going to be looking at things in another way.
a problem, any kind of sickness. In fact, even if it is eyes problem, she dropped with it, and she never took even a Panadol in her life. So I just want to, in fact, even tea when she's taking, she's using those, she's crushing the one which is dry and putting it into the tea, and she take the tea. She's at the age of 74 years, and she never took even a Panadol in her life. So, Professor, I just want you to elaborate on that aloe vera so that we can know how medicinal is it, especially on tea. Thank you.
I'm just wondering here, Professor Gorija, doesn't look like you have.
Sorry, I was a bit low here.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Professor Mibei, for that presentation and actually challenging us into that area of innovations. I have two questions. Those who study the old physics, the classical physics, will tell you that one day Isaac Newton was resting under a tree, and was it an apple? An apple fell on his head, and he jumped up from the dizziness he was in, and he asked the question, why did the apple fall down, fall up? And from that, he came up with the theory of gravitation, which has changed the way we look at things completely. My question to you is, where did some apple fall on your head? How did you come up with this interest in what you are doing? That's question number one. Question number two, I was watching a documentary the other day, and it was on a science exhibition, science competition in Japan for junior secondary students. And what they were displaying was very complex robots, which could do anything, including one which surprised me, that could be used by a disabled person. And you communicate with the robot by talking to it, get me a book on the shelf, number this, it will get you the book even by the title. That is junior secondary school. That is not what we see even in our university. Why do you think innovations on the continent is so low compared to places like Japan or in the West? Before I give it to you, I don't know how true that is. Somebody mentioned that the number of patents per day in Japan is more than the total number of patents from Africa per year. If that is true, surely where did the rate start beating us? What is it that we need to do? Start inventing things. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Professor. Now we shall allow Professor to respond to those three questions, because we have a presenter waiting to make his presentation online. So,
here may be the last one. Thank you, Professor. Would like you maybe you shed light whether there is a relationship between funding of innovation for the young scientists, because how do young scientists get funding for the ideas they have? Thank you.
Yeah, Professor will respond to those, and then we shall allow the online presenter to come.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll be very brief. The first question was from Matthew on the issue of aloe vera. I want to say that aloe vera is some plant which I grow in my own house in Nairobi on the garden. I have two plants that are very unique in my garden in Nairobi. One is cotton, which people don't believe that you can grow cotton in Nairobi. What I use in the lab, the cotton that I use in the lab comes from my little garden in Nairobi, so I grow cotton there. I grow aloe vera, we are using aloe vera for skin problems, and then for washing. I mean, you oil yourself with it, and nothing happens. That's when we have been doing it. The only thing that we need to do is to go beyond. You know, there are many species of aloe vera. There are Kenyensis, there is the other ones are Senegalensis, and all kinds of names. So what we'll do then is to see which one has got more of the compound that is required, that's chemically now. And once we get that one, then we promote that particular one to make it into soap or gel, the lotion. When you put in the lotion, well, it will take care of skin problems and other things. The drinking part of it, we also put a little bit of it in the tea. I was concentrating on mushroom tea, but also the aloe vera also, you can also have a little bit. So that's why if somebody goes beyond 74 years and will even 100 years, because you have got natural antibiotics. Getting it? Yeah, natural antibiotics. Then, and of course we have to take it beyond this, by making sure that they are on the shelves, in bottles, those bottles in a way that you can put on your skin, and also incorporate into the form of tea. So that one, I'm also getting something from you there, and which is adding to what I already have. Gravity. And what fell on Isaac Newton to wake him up and think differently. So I think at some point in our life, something must fall on our head, so that we think differently. We are sitting too much. We need to have something, an apple or a mango or something, you know, that fall on our head. So the mango that fell on my head, yeah, it wasn't an apple. What happened was that when we created Rivertex, we established in the year 2007 in Eldoret, and I'm the one who did it actually. And so somehow, when we were now having the factory running very well, in this continent there are only two places that you get dye from, either from Italy or from India, Mumbai. From Mumbai, they have their own suppliers or partners in Johannesburg. So the Italians send it to Johannesburg, the Indians send it to Johannesburg. From Johannesburg, it is distributed all over the continent. So when we had the clashes in 2008, that's where now the apple fell on my head. We had the clashes in 2008. Nobody could move to get anything, you know, it was, especially we were in Eldoret. We could not move. So there was somebody in Nakuru who wanted 15 meters of, was it 15,000 meters to send it to the US, dyed cloth. We could not get the dye. Nobody was moving on the road. So I told the MD Rivertex, can you go to Johannesburg, you fly KQ, take dollars in your pocket. We actually arranged for the dye that was coming from, so we told the supplier who was in the dealer in Johannesburg, please, we are not coming to your place. Bring your dye to a hotel between the airport and Johannesburg, and the city of Johannesburg. We arranged that one. When now all the arrangements had been made, another chaos also arose in South Africa. There was this, you know, everybody was chasing away non-South Africans. So we couldn't go there. The money remained. The problem remained. Here you have problems, and here you have, you know, not that you don't have money. You have problems, you have money, but you can't buy. So I said, okay, fine, that's okay, we'll just wait. And then the 2008 still continued being an issue. So now it came to a point where we had a conference for universities in Commonwealth universities in Hyderabad, India. That was now about 3 or 4 months later on. I told the people in Mumbai now that we were not, can I get the dye? Let's meet at a hotel within Mumbai. I'm flying actually on the route to Nairobi, but I'll stop in Mumbai to get the dye. And I had the money with me, cash. So you come. We arranged, they were there. When I landed in Mumbai, actually I was actually with the CS, the CS came in, our own CS education now. I don't know what to say now. He had landed before me in Mumbai. Then I landed there. When I landed in Mumbai, Taj Mahal in India was attacked. And there was fire everywhere in Mumbai. So they said, nobody's going out. You cannot go out. So I was told, you just get the earliest flight back to Nairobi. So now, here is my apple on my head. Huh? We have gone to South Africa, nothing. I'm in India, nothing. So when I was sitting in the, in the plane, between, over the Indian Ocean, I saw a flower which was put in front of me. As I was relaxing now, I said, oh, this flower looks, it has got all these bright orange and red colors. It's coming from the soil. And now this flower looks so nice. How can I get this color now that this plant is bringing from the soil into my clothes? That was when my apple fell on me. Eh? That is exactly at that point. And when I landed in Nairobi, I zoomed to Eldoret, and then I told my cook, now, from now on, after you giving me the tea, I started telling him, can you get that plant, boil it. I even got some white cloth so that I put it inside. By the time I get back, and I'm VC now, Vice Chancellor, by the time I get to the house, I used to leave my office at 8:30. When I get there, when I'm waiting for supper, he's showing me also the colors that have come out of the things. So that's how this thing came. It came like that. And some of our solutions to our problems will come in because of some kind of an apple or something that will fall on your head. Maybe it is yet to fall on your head, that's why you are not thinking about it now. But let it fall on your head, and then I think we all have something that will bother us. So surely that is going to, that's how that happened. It came through. I realized that in life, there is a time when you will have money, but you cannot solve your problem. And then that came in. There was a thing about in fact, in my closing speech, I was going to say, the mode of teaching has to change. Even the curriculum, it has to change because we have to have an element of AI, that is aided intelligence or artificial intelligence, whereby, if you want to go see a dentist at this time when you are having corona, you need to be put in a room which is being, sterilized, and then these robots, which you are talking about, come and say, open your mouth. You open your mouth. Can you close it? Then it will also have these gadgets that will see what is wrong with you, and then you can take care of the. Medically, we have to go that way. Even our teaching now, we may have to have something here, and then the students, either if they are here or you can't come, they can see, you can do the teaching, and you can even teach. Of course, we teach now with this one in wherever we are, but we are reaching a point where physical to physical, face-to-face may not be very necessary all through. So that kind of a development must come. In fact, it was one of the things that it was in my slide, but I could not get it because of what I was saying. But I was saying we have to change our curriculum so that we not only in teaching, teaching first, but also in medical field. We cannot continue touching patients everywhere. We have to have another way of solving this problem. And then you can treat somebody when you are in Dallas or in New York, somebody who is in Mombasa, through the gadgets that we shall be having. So we are looking at 50 years ahead. We are not looking at now. We solve the problems now, but at the same time we are looking at the issues ahead. 50 years ahead, what will Kenya be like? The last one was funding. So actually what it is that don't wait for funding. Most of the funding organizations, except of course if you can ask the University Council here, to put maybe 2% of the budget of the council, from the council, into research and development for the young scientists and the young researchers, not because researchers can be historians, theologians or whatever it is, and musicians, so that you can get a little bit of that one. When you get that little money, what you do then is you publish something, you publish an article, and when you publish that article, people outside will see what you have done, and they will give you an opportunity. What did I do myself? When I started teaching, the salary of a lecturer was 11,000 shillings. Okay? 7,000 was salary, 3,000 was housing allowance. Huh? Can you get me? Now, what I used to do then, to do research, I was having 300 shillings aside from my salary for my research. 300 shillings. So whenever 300 shillings was for posting letters, posting, I would write something, and then after writing something that I see somewhere, I post it to be, published. And then after I posted using my 300 shillings, within a year or so, I had people coming to me from London, from Germany, from everywhere, saying, can you come to our lab? So don't wait for someone. Use the little that you have first, so that somebody can see what you are doing. If you continue waiting, you are going to grow older, and then you will not be getting anywhere. But do something with the little that you have, and you will get somewhere. That's how I started it. I used my own to get to where, for others to know me. So now, it's no longer 11,000 shillings that you are getting. I'm sure it's no longer 11,000, isn't it so? So you can spend 5,000 shillings or 2,000. Let's say 2,000 or 700 shillings for what you are doing. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor. Let's appreciate him again. I wish to welcome Dr. Idi to take us to the next session, and he will have one or two things to tell us before he brings in the next presenter.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Juma. I'm an information scientist by profession, and the session chair for the current session, where we are supposed to have Professor Peter Simatei from Moi University to give us another keynote address. Unfortunately, due to technical problems, not here in Kenya but in Germany, Professor Simatei has not been able to link up with us despite trying very much. But I'm standing here all the same because I know in a forum like this one, we don't just come to listen to what presenters are going to say, but we must also listen and experience who the presenters are. Okay? So I would wish to take a brief moment and just introduce Professor Simatei, because after this, in fact, the most important thing does not happen during the conference. It is what happens after the conference. We would like to see people network and collaborate and do bigger things. I'm sure some of the questions that Professor Mibei has received are going to be followed up by people getting in touch with the professor so that they can collaborate on a number of issues and probably take his pieces of research works to a higher level. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Professor Peter Tirop Simatei, who is a professor of comparative literature. He teaches African literature, diaspora studies, literary theory, and African cinema in the Department of Literature, Theatre, and Film. He has a BA from the University of Nairobi, an MPhil from Moi University, and a PhD from the University of Beirut, Germany. Professor Simatei is a fellow of the Alexander von Humboldt Stiftung. He has been a German Research Council postdoctoral fellow at the University of Munich, and a fellow of the 5 College African Scholars Program at the University of Massachusetts in USA. Professor Simatei works in the broad fields of post-colonial studies, Anglophone literatures, and diaspora studies, all of which intersect at some point. His focus is on negotiations of diaspora, migration, and gender, and popular culture. His research enjoys international standing of post-colonial literary and cultural studies, with specialization in the areas of East African, African, and Indian diaspora literature and popular culture. His work aims to understand the ways of which diaspora and diasporic identities work within, against, and or around national identities. He has published in reputable journals, and his work makes an important intervention in the theories of diaspora that sometimes all too easily discount the centrality of the nation state to diasporic consciousness. His future emphasis will be on the visions of the future that have been generated in Africa and its diasporas. I'm very much captivated by this last bit, and I think Professor Mibei has also touched on it. I think there is a problem generally in Africa that we go to school for the same number of years and cover the same syllabus, cover the same content with our fellow planet mates in other parts of the world, but they happen to always remain ahead of us. Someone asked, where did the rain start beating us? I think the rain has always beaten us, and we need to do something very seriously. From my own perspective, I would say that most of us stop learning immediately we finish our academics. But if, for those of you who came to our library yesterday, you have seen a slogan that we had there, and we're encouraging people to learn for knowledge, read for development, and write for prosperity. This is my challenge for all of us who are here, that let us not stop learning. What we learn in our classes will not make anything. You know, you cannot even make a mask, a mere mask, out of the class notes. You need to read very widely, okay? Just a very quick personal story. I keep sharing this. There was one time we were in a flight to Brazil from South Africa, Johannesburg. I don't want to go into the details, but the nitty-gritty of the story is that when we found ourselves in the big jumbo jet, at some point everybody kept quiet. And I was surprised. So I looked around and I found everybody was immersed in some kind of reading, okay? The only noise I could hear on that flight was very common. It was coming from the Africans. All the whites were actually reading something, okay? And it was really embarrassing. I think it was a turning point, and I always want to share this experience that we are backward because we hardly read. We only learn for knowledge, and after that we burn our books. It's a big shame, okay? So I think let us take this as a personal challenge to all of us. Let us read very widely and do research and write books. We, from the Islamic perspective, we are taught that when you die, your account of good and bad deeds is closed. Okay? So you will be judged as per what you had in your account when you died, except when you do a few things. And I'll only just pick one, something they call Sadaqatul Jariyah. Sadaqatul Jariyah, these are, Sadaqa is, what do you call it in English? Charity, okay? That goes on after you are dead, okay? So if you plant a good fruit tree that people will keep plucking fruits from, God will continue adding some good things in your account. If you write a very good book, people read after you are dead, long gone, God will keep expanding your account of good deeds. Please, let's take that challenge and ensure that we don't leave a legacy in this world. Thank you. I think I wish to welcome the next chairperson to introduce the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Idi, for introducing Professor Smatei in absentia. Dr. Idi left out is that Professor Smatei is currently the director of Moi University. It is a Beirut Moi University Cluster of Excellence, a center of excellence that he helped establish in collaboration with his alma mater, the University of Beirut. That's why he is in Germany to visit the university.
the information and then curate it and put it in a very summarized manner for the researchers, so that and they also make sure that whatever they put in the platform has African eligibility. So you would find anything for Europe that Africans are not eligible to. So we make that work easy for you. How we do it, we have crawlers, whereby those bots are able to alert us on those opportunities when they have been announced, and also we use our researchers to make sure that they look at those funders' websites and get that information. Easy for the researchers. Also, the other thing is that once you do a search on the platform, you are able to save that search, so that in case and any opportunity that is added in the platform that fits your criteria, you are able to get that notification directly in your email address. We also do a bit of research news, like 2 or 3 times in a week. So giving you the perspective, just a small perspective of the research funding landscape. This is how our platform looks like. You can bookmark an opportunity, you can recommend an opportunity to a group or even to fellow researchers. Once you save a search, you are able to retrieve your searches. You are also able to form groups within the platform, of which probably you are working with multidisciplinary departments, so you can form a group and look at the opportunities together. You are able also to filter your opportunities according to sponsors, the research areas, country of funders, grant type, all types of funding is also covered. These are about 23 types of funding. You can have research for individuals, you have research for groups, you have conferences, training, fellowships, consultancies, and clinical trials, awards and prizes, library support, and laboratory. All types of funding opportunities are found in the platform. I talked about saving the search. This is whereby once you save the search, you are able to get an alert anytime any opportunity that fits your criteria is added. This is how we summarize the opportunity, whereby you are able to look at it from a glance, and then we direct you now to the funders website, whereby you are able to apply this opportunity and get also more information about it. You can also bookmark it, whereby next time you log in, you just go directly to the opportunity. You can email to a fellow researcher. You can add a comment. Maybe you are looking for a collaborator. They will be able to see, once they see this opportunity, that there is someone else interested in it. And you can mark it as applying, so that the research office is able to see that there is someone interested in this opportunity. And probably if you are many, they can advise you so that you can put on a very good proposal together. We also do a bit of research news on the landscape, whereby we inform you on collaborations, research development policies, or even upcoming events. These are a snapshot of how the news appear on the platform. And for you to access the platform, an institution needs to subscribe. And a bit about our platform, it has no technical requirements. To access individually using their login details, and it's not limited to location. You can use your phone, you can use your laptop, you can use your computer. so long as it has internet. So we have even opportunities that move to archives in every single day. And thus we need people to be informed of these opportunities on time, so that at least you are able to apply them on time and get this funding. You can get in touch with us for a quotation. Maximum is USD 4,000 for a single license of around 5,000 users. That's the maximum. So we can negotiate depending on the number of users you have and depending on the size of your institution. Another platform called Beeline Challenges, which is designed for innovators and students across the African continent. Here you get awards, you get competitions, innovations, requests. So, but this is free of charge. You can just log in and look at the challenges we have. We are also working for for other people. You know, even in the academia world, you also deal with NGOs. So we are also working on a platform for that. And we are working on a grant management system for all the researchers, whereby you are able to organize your research proposals and be able to track your applications also. These are our contacts, and our website is researchbeeline.com. The platform lies on www.funds.beeline.com. And you can take this email, the info@fundsbeeline.com. You drop me an email there so that we will give you a free trial. We can, of 2 weeks, open access for everyone that is in this conference, so that you are able to look at exactly what we have. You take advantage of over 3,700 opportunities that we have on our platform. So for that, we will give you 2 weeks access, free of charge. We also partner with WITRO, which is an organization that is also dealing with the SDG goals in the Europa. Platform called CIRA, that people are able to put their projects there when they are looking for collaborations. So you can also get in touch with us so that we can do that introduction to our partner. With that, I think I can stop there, and we hope that you'll be having a very wonderful conference. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Mwindu.
Hello. We thank you, Mr. Macharia, for that presentation, for that expansive information on funding opportunities. We undertake to avail ourselves of those opportunities, and we will be reaching you on the contact that you have given us, especially for that dry run that you have promised. I'll be communicating, or we shall be communicating to you in due course. And thank you very much. Because of time, we may not allow questions to you, because if we do that, we would spend more time than we really would wish, because of the nature of your presentation. So let's stop there for you, Bwana Macharia, by saying thank you very much once more. Okay. Now, we have sat here for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why I had to stop him so that we look for a way of taking a break. And then I think I would request when Professor Ngondiche, maybe you can sit this other side now, because we don't have another presentation before lunch. We can sit this other end for just small bit that is remaining. But you can sit here briefly. Bro, here please. Professor, our chief guest, Professor Mibei, to kai to Pandi. Some small, that can work again.
Oh, okay. Let's come over here.
Not really. Hello. Hello? Yes, so as we wind up this session, I want to move very fast, maybe to invite members of the conference committee, maybe to come forward for the chief guest to see you. If you are here, please, members of the conference committee. Conference committee, please. Yes. This for a photo, and then for the chief guest to see you. Our chief guest, these gentlemen, there is no lady, are members of our conference committee who worked tirelessly from around March to ensure that this conference materializes. Yes, I was calling them there for recognition. Thank you very much. So, the next thing is a token of appreciation that we want to give to our chief guest and our vice chancellor and the other DBCs. We don't have much to give you, chief guest, but I want to invite Madam Nelly Kitonga and my sister Fata to come forward, please, and present that small gift that we was able to get to our chief guest. Yeah.
Good afternoon, participants. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for attending this great and fast inaugural international conference. Thank you very much, Professor Richard. We really appreciate your presence. We have learned a lot. I am Fatha Aden, a lecturer in the Department of Arts and Social Sciences. I am a sociologist. One of the things that has hit my head now, the mango that hit my head today is, though I am not a medic, I don't belong in the field of health, but I was watching a documentary, and I was amazed at what they were doing. It happened in Italy during this corona period. I was seeing those people in the ICU, the critical and those who are very sick, and they were having conversation with their families. Number two, the doctor was not coming physically and attending to them. I don't know what they were doing. I was not connecting the dots, but whatever that was happening, it was helping the patient, it was helping the medics, and it was helping those of us who are watching. And we really appreciated as those who are watching that documentary. And I think those people who belong to that line can work and come up with something like that. And I think as a sociologist, we will be part of that team that will be working in that line and how we can contribute to that. Thank you very much. Let's start what we are standing here for, the token of appreciation. I'll start by the chief guest, Professor Richard Mibei is present giving.
Hello. Because of Corona, we will not shake hands, but we will give them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Karibu sana, Professor. The second present will go to Professor Ahmed Osman Warfa, the Vice Chancellor of Garissa University. Thirdly, the third person will go to Professor Hussein Golicha, DVC, Academic and Student Affairs. The fourth person will go to Professor Irura Nganga, DVC, FAB. The fifth person will go to Dr. Stephen Rotich, Registrar at then the next person to receive the present is Dr. Edie Juma, our librarian. And finally, the last person to receive the present is Mr. Abdurrahman Hammo, Registrar, Administration and Planning. Thank you very much, and we really appreciate your patience. Time is running out, and some of us we are going for prayers. So let me give the mic to Madam Nelly.
Thank you, Madam Fatah. I would like to appreciate. Ningetaka kushukuru wasilisho ambalo limefanywa na Professor Richard Mibei. Hakika hayo ni maendeleo katika uwanja wa utafiti. Naitwa Nelly Kitonga, mimi ni mwalimu wa Kiswahili na ninafanya utafiti katika lugha ya Kiswahili. Kiswahili pia kina nafasi katika utafiti, na labda hatutachangia katika kutengeneza majani chai, lakini tunaangalia nafasi ya Kiswahili, ya lugha ya Kiswahili katika maendeleo katika nyanja mbalimbali za maisha ya binadamu na katika ulimwengu. Tutakuwa tukitoa michango yetu kama wawasilishaji na tutathibitisha kwamba Kiswahili pia kinaweza kuwa chombo cha maendeleo. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much, Madam Nelly and Madam Fatah, for deciding over that one. We appreciate you very much. We are coming to the end of this first session. We are not making any vote of thanks, but we must say thank you once more, Professor, our chief guest. For students who have sat here that long, so patiently since morning, we thank you very much. Our presenters, we appreciate you, those who are attending physically and online. We are now breaking for lunch to resume at 2:40. We are resuming at 2:40 for parallel sessions. Presenters who are slotted in to present from Hall 1 will remain, asked to remain in this, to come back after lunch to this hall. Hall 1 presenters will come back here after lunch. Then Hall 2 will move to Lab 1, where they'll be doing their presentations. I think that's the only announcement I'm making. We need to observe time so that we finish the presentations that are scheduled for the afternoon. Thank you very much. We may leave at our own convenience. Yes? We must stretch, of course, we have sat for a long time. Lunch will be served outside. Our visitors served from another end.